What's up YouTube? This is ReptiWu and I'm going to talk to you a little about your Chinese water dragon setup and some things you're going to have in it and how to sex your water dragon. Let's take a look at what I got. This is a 20-gallon tank that I have. This is a starting tank. As they get bigger, you're going to want to expand your tank. I do have a male and a female. The males tend to get 36 to 40 inches in length, and the females, as that one right there, tend to get 2.5 feet to 3 feet in length. Some things you're going to want to have in your tank for your lizards. You're going to have one UVA/UVB light that it replicates the sun, and the reptiles soak up that light, and it helps them to have calcium in their bones and stuff like that. On the other side, you're going to want to have a basking light. This is a 100-watt basking light. Temperatures on this side of the tank are going to be up to 99 degrees, which is a good basking temperature. On this side, it's going to be about 80, 82, 81 degrees, which is a good cool down temperature on that side. In the middle, I have a hydrometer, which measures humidity within the tank. You're going to want to keep it above 20%, and anywhere around that is pretty good. Some other things in the tank you're going to want to have: a water dish slash kind of pull down area for them to take a little dip and get some water. I have some trees and some branches that they have to climb so that they don't get completely bored within their little tank. And a food dish. Right now their diet consists of mealworms, waxworms, and crickets, which I calcium dust. You're going to want to get that so that you get calcium inside of your lizard, which is good for their health. The mealworms and the waxworms, they're good for them. They do tend to have a lot of fat in them, but they are very packed full of protein, and so are the crickets, especially when you calcium dust that. It is very, very nutritious for your lizards. But you are only going to want to calcium dust your food probably once every feeding for your lizards. I have coconut fibers for the bedding of my tank. I have some leaves on either side of the tank for shade and just to give it that whole tropical look. These are tropical reptiles, so you're going to want to keep it moist inside the tank, but also at a high temperature. Sexting your water dragon. If you look at this one right here, that is a male. His name is Lex. You can tell he's a male because his head goes in more of an arrow shape, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but if he was closer you could tell at the bottom of his torso, right where his hips are, there are extra bones. That signifies that he is a male. The females do not have that. If you go and look at the male right now, she's sleeping. She does not have those, and her head is more of a circular shape than as the male's is an arrow shape. I do have a little hideout back there which they can go and hide out in. The color of your water dragon, when they're really young, these two are about 4 months old. When they're young like this, they tend to have a more brownish color than a greenish color, but that's not because they're sick or they're unhappy. That's just because they're young. As they get a little older, like this guy right here, he's a little over 4 months, but I've had him about 2-3 weeks now, and as you can see, he's gotten more used to his environment, and his green is starting to glow. If you look at my female, I've only had her about a week. She still has that brownish tinge to her, but that's okay. That's just because she's getting used to her environment. That's not because she's sick or anything. But when they do get older, about a year or so, if they do still have that brownish tint, that could mean they're sick. It could mean they're unhappy, and that might be something you need to look into. Some other things you're going to want to have in your tank: some nighttime lights to signify day and night in your tank. This is a 75 watts moon glow for your UVA and UVB light, so that your lizards still get their minimum of 12 hours of UVA, UVB light a day. And this is a 100-watt sun glow infrared heat light that goes inside of your basking hood. You have your calcium powder, which goes on top of your crickets and whatever you're feeding to your reptile so that they get calcium in their bones and keep them nice and healthy. This is your traveling box, so just in case they need to go to the doctor or something, which would be unfortunate, but I hope that my reptiles stay healthy. You have your spray bottle. Keep them misted, keep them nice and cooled down. Unfortunately, I do not have a fogger yet. I will eventually have to get one because squirting your tank every 30 minutes to an hour does get pretty annoying, but it is required for your animal. And I do have a cricket case. I have about 70 crickets in here. I have slices of potato in there, and I do have this orange cubed cricket food that I've bought it from my local pet store. This orange food is both food and water for the crickets, and it helps to put nutrition into the crickets so that it can be most beneficial to your reptile. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Remember to comment, rate, subscribe, and thanks for watching.